And if you really look at it, there's the elephant in the room, though, for me. Elephant in the room is Brad, Book, and KD are on the court at the same time, all deferring to each other, trying to figure out who the fuck. And this go back to our argument about Book. You can give me, if you can give me this, and KD, you can give me this. Y'all don't have to be looking for this nigga who think that he's sacrificing shots based on status. When we just need you to move the fuck around. And move around, to me, is go do all the other shit other than try to expect to get your shot off.
Well, what else does he do?
He handles the ball, pick and roll. Beal.
Other than
he can facilitate, drive the ball, get fouled.
So Beal led the Suns in shot attempts in the game 2 with 17. KD had 15.
You think it would be the end of the world if they brought Beal off the bench?
That's what we was just discussing. Trev Trout. Shout out to Trev Trout.
You know, the problem is this is what the real problem is. It's Booker is at the point playing like a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Beal is the shooting guard playing like a point.
Yes.
That is the problem, right? If Booker's going to be your point and he's aggressive, Beal, when you get the ball, be your shooting guard.
Yes.
Right? You're both mixed match. If I'm going to have Beal acting like a point, you handle the ball, right? Booker, you're the 2. Let him come down, do the first pick and roll. They do whatever they do, give it to you, then you get the score. I can't have you guys in mismatch positions playing mismatch.
But this the difference.
Positions.
When Booker's playing point guard and he's in the pick and roll, that alleviates the shooting guard offense. There is no offense for Beal at the 2. He's just spaced out like Grayson Allen. That leaves him in a place where I just got to catch and go, rather than coming off a pick and roll, me coming off a flare screen, me doing 2-guard shit. I'm not doing no 2-guard shit when Booker has the ball at the point. When I got the ball at the point, Booker can now do 2-guard shit because I'm not looking to come off the pick and roll and do point guard shit. So that's the difference between the 2, in my opinion, is that if you take Bradley Beal, put him on the bench, bring IT in and let him play point guard, right? And you say, IT, we don't need you to be the traditional guy that you are, which is coming off like Booker is, point guard. We need you to set the team up so that Booker can really play 2. So KD can really play 3. But when you got Bradley coming off the bench, he can really play 2.
Then why don't you just put Bradley at the point?
Because Brad at this point, they're still deferring because he's on the floor. That's what I'm saying with the mentality between all 3 of them on the floor. They all relegate, all right, we got to get him involved. We got to do this. And that's how it looks out there, just like the Clippers. When Kawhi came back, all of a sudden, they start, we got to get Kawhi the ball. Nah, man, y'all 2 niggas just went off for game 1. You got to keep doing that shit. You can't bring him in and then slow the game down. So the same thing with KD and them. They haven't figured out that there's a weak link on the floor that's stopping y'all from being who y'all are.
Them.
Booker and KD?
It's Booker and KD.
They just need to be them.
No, all of them need to be them. That's what I said. The problem is remember, Beal played with John Wall, right?
But John wasn't there.
No, when he played with John Wall, right? He's traditional too.
Yes.
He has to think the same way. I think the problem becomes, it's no different than what James Harden is doing now. But the thing with James Harden is, he has the ball to play point to make his sacrifices.
Right.
Now put it in Paul George's hand. Put it in Paul George's hand and let Harden think he's still a point guard. It's going to look bad.
Yes.
Because now when he gets it, he thinks he needs to do a pick and roll to get everybody involved. That's how it's looking right now. When Beal gets the ball, instead of Beal just scoring, he's like, oh, I need to get, where's KD at? No, if I want you to have this mindset, I need to get the ball in your hand first. Then you can facilitate, see if you can get in there, pass it, then they can do that. But the fact that we have you at the shooting guard position, and then you're still thinking
late in the shot clock.
Yeah, he's getting the shot clock.
Point guard things, you don't have enough time for that.
You were saying that off camera. You were saying about the 2-guard spot, like
it's like obsolete.
Yeah, Beal's not doing
score
it.
Just score.
Just
Don't
score.
worry about shit else.
But he did it last night. But it's one of those things where
they don't have a point guard.
Together they're so unstoppable. Together, play together.
They don't know how.
Be Denver.
They don't know how. Think about Denver. Denver plays role. They have roles.
And that's the problem.
They can't fit into a role where they can say, I accept it. Let me be this, you be that, I be this. And we can interchange. That's what we talk about playing as hoopers. We supposed to know, hey, man, I'm about to cut back door. I don't need the ball in my hands. I can play without the ball. I don't need that.
That is the difference between today's game and earlier.
The value of being able to be effective without having the ball in your hand constantly doesn't really get acknowledged anymore.
At all.
It's very important to be able to be effective in a game without having the ball every single possession.
No one knows how to be a big three, a real big three. Like, I think that is what's missing, and I think that this is a problem with the Lakers. This is the problem with Boston at times. This is the problem with Dame and Giannis. This is the problem with the Phoenix Suns. They haven't figured out what made Golden State great with the big three, what made Boston with Paul Pierce in the big three great, what makes Denver great. That the three-headed monsters run the offense through each other. It's not you try to do you. If you don't have it, give it to me. I'm going to try to do me. If I don't have it, I'm going to give it to you. Bomb. You're like, oh, shit. Yeah. Right? Okay, no, it's like, yo, here, we're going to be on this side, and we're going to try to figure out shit. Okay, back door, give it to you, pick and roll, I'm flat. We're playing through each other. They're figuring shit out.
Yeah. They're literally playing hot potato.
Like Draymond Green, Curry, and Clay, it was them together. Mm-hmm. And then the other two figured out how to move and play with them, right? Then when KD came, it became the four.
Yes.
Figured out how to play through each other. And that's the problem. You're so powerful. If you say, all right, hold on. Here, let's do some triangle pick and roll, some splits between the three of us. Let Grayson Allen and Nurkic. Hey, Nurkic, go set a pick. Do a down pick, corner pick for Grayson Allen. Grayson Allen, you curl it. If you don't like it, re-pick. You motherfuckers get dizzy over there.
But you know why
Grayson probably going to be out the mix, though.
You know why it's not working, though? It's because the Phoenix Sun big three and the Clipper big three is guard heavy. Look
ball
at Miami.
Dominant.
Ball dominant, guard heavy. Look at Miami when Bron was there. D-Wade, Bron,
and Bosh.
KG, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce. This is a big that can facilitate Draymond Green.
So you don't think a big three is possible with all guards?
You gotta have a big because the obligation for the big is one, to rebound, right? To have a post presence that can score. And then you gotta have a screener. Somebody that's willing to get you open.
A screener.
Right? Yeah. So now if you don't got that, Chris Bosh will say, I'm gonna sacrifice my ISOs that I had in Toronto to set screens for D-Wade. Now, D-Wade said, I'm going to now sacrifice having the ball in my hand all the time to slashing. Now, I'm going to slash and get to the free throw line. Now, LeBron, hey, listen, hey, look, CB, we're going to need to let LeBron be LeBron. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. Same with Ray Allen. Ray Allen, you don't have to have the ball in your hand. You don't have to come out pick and roll and none of that shit. We're just going to screen for you.
Run around and make...
Paul, you're going to have your ISOs. We're going to move out the way. KG, hey, listen, fuck that. Y'all don't got to throw the ball to me at all. I'm going to be the Draymond Green. I'm going to screen for Rondo. I'm going to go lobs. I'm going to play defense. I don't really need it. But when y'all need me to have it, I still got this in my bag.
Yeah.
But they don't have that.
But even when KG had it, boom, right? We already knew the first person he's looking for. He's looking for Paul Pierce ducking.
Ducking in,
So now while you sitting here, like, all right, we're about to double, Paul Pierce ducking in. Boom. If you don't have Paul Pierce ducking in, someone's setting a flare for Ray Allen.
That's so dangerous.
Right, so everybody's still busy. So now we can't even focus on KG if he decided to go one-on-one.
Who wide open? Rondo
at
the free throw line.
And then when Rondo get it, it's a damn near pick and roll, pass it to him because you helped me, boom. Right? But the three main players is moving with each other. When LeBron James drove and you decided to take a charge, Dwayne Wade is coming down the lane. Like, oh my God. When Dwayne Wade split, right, boom, and we reacted, soon as you look this way, LeBron cut right in front of you. Here we go. That's what these three don't have today. And that's why Jokic and Denver Nuggets is so hard to guard, because when you're focusing on those two, the other three know how to play basketball.
Yes.
The other three know how to play.
They're not just sitting there like, huh?
I mean, yeah, look at last game. Jamal Murray had a horrible shooting night. They still figured it out.
Came back in the fourth.
I'm waiting on it.
Like, motherfucker, do you shoot threes? No. Then why you sitting at 3-point line?
Cut.
You dunk? Hey, how about this? When I get it and I drive and your man steps up, how about go for a lob? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But if you think about Phoenix, they got 3 guards that like to shoot jumpers. And ain't none of them relegated to, one, have a post presence. Just think if KD said, nah, I'm going to function out at the post tonight. Play off me. And then I'm going to post and turn on this motherfucker and dribble. Even if it was Book, you play off the post. Who guarding you, bro? Play off the post. Conley on you. Post this little nigga up. But then, if you don't put Bobo in, Rudy gonna be back there sitting down there all day long for the weak side. You gotta put the big. You gotta finish.
Now think about it. If I have Conley in and Booker's on the point, or Beal,
out.
and I'm sitting here doing. When you come, Bobo sitting at 3-point line with Bobo. When he comes, dive
and dunk that bitch.
And if you dive, somebody steps. The next man, that's KD sitting in the corner 3.
Wide open.
Right? It's simple.
It's very simple.
Very simple.
It's simple. They got so. That's what I said.
Vogel.
Coaches got so lazy.
Yep.
They got so lazy.
Yeah, hand-picking names, like you said, instead of building a team that they have to coach.
Hand-picking, because it looks good on paper.
Looks good.
Looked great on paper when the deal happened. Do you think they'll be able to figure this out? Because they have not done so.
Not without.
The reason I said
not having Grayson's going to make it a little hard.
Even with him, there's no upside to the offense that we've seen, right? There's no, like, this looks good when it looks great. There's none of that, right? The only thing that looks great is if they're hitting their shots when they're going ISO. Looks great, right? The team itself functionality has never been there.
Facts.
Right? It's just, if this guy is on, he's on. If they're all 3 on, woo, they're invincible. With Jokic in Denver, when they look bad,
it's still a machine there.
It's still the machine is there. That means Jokic drove and wide open shots, they just missed their wide open shots. When he drove and he threw the lobs, it just went out of bounds, or someone deflected those out of bounds plays. When we did the pick and roll and I hit back and I just missed my shot.
But
for the most part, everything has been wide open for them. It's not me hitting there, me do a whole bunch of side steps, shooting 28 footers.
It look bad.
It just look bad. They look great when they go in. But at the end of the day, is how often are you going to be able to shoot
them tough shots?
Like you said with Joker, though, he can get buckets when needed. Jamal Murray struggling the first 3 quarters. I can fill that role. 4th quarter, we're coming to you.
The only person that shoots tough shots on Denver is Jokic, one-legged, pullback at the end of the shot clock. Right?
And at this point, that's not a tough shot. That's just straight cash.
But those are end of the shot clock shots when he has to do those are not his normal shots. Those are end of the shot clocks, which is basically Hail Marys, right? And he's making a high percentage of those. And then we can say the hardest jump shooter on the team is Michael Porter Jr. Other than that, Gordon's never taken hard shots. KCP's not taking hard shots. Brown coming in is not taking hard shots, right? Peyton Watt. Everyone is getting easy buckets.
That goes back to you saying, though, Dirty Frank don't got a system. And I knew he didn't have a system when he got hired. They got rid of Monty, they put him in. I'm like, you just left the Lakers. Granted, you got that little bubble chip, but after that...
Not a little bubble chip.
I'm just saying,
the hardest championship.
He didn't even have to put in a system for them guys.
Well, you had a bunch of high IQ basketball
They knew how to fucking play. You didn't have to put in a system.
I gave him I gave him a C. I gave him a C for that wasn't him. I said, you had this well-oiled machine, right? A bubble happened, but you have LeBron James. You have the bubble, right? You wasn't the Clippers. When I say you wasn't the Clippers, you didn't have a bunch of individual thinkers, right? I think about the club. You had LeBron James who had control, right? Hey, listen, we might be coming back. Everybody stay in shape. You had Dwight Howard who stayed. You had, Rondo. Staying. You had a bunch of guys who you knew no matter what was going to happen, they were still going to be in some type of shape.
Professionals.
Everybody else, Miami, you knew was going to be in shape.
They were hungry.
They was going to be on. But when you look at your group versus them, there was no way you should have lost 2 games against the Miami Heat that day.
Period.
Right? Like you're saying you lost 2 games. How? How is because you have 3 guys in who are ranked probably, 200 in the NBA? You had Bradley, you had
Avery Bradley.
You had Green at the time.
Avery Bradley didn't go to the bubble, though.
But he didn't go to the bubble. But I'm just talking about you're starting. You're starting. Caruso. These are the guys you're starting. They're starting, 3 guys, but those 3 guys are a little bit better than yours. So they really have an advantage over you at this point in time. So you drop 2 games because of that. But other than that, it should have been 4-0.
Well, he don't got no system. When you think about the system, again, going back to it before you go, the system that Dirty Frank never really allows to put in.
Why do you call him that?
Because he's dirty, man. They're just Dirty Frank. It's like Frank the Tank. You know what I'm saying? Frank the Tank.
Going streaky.
But I'm just saying, like, when you don't have a system and you look over there and you're like, you got KD, you got Book, you got Beal, you got fucking Eric Gordon, you got Bobo, you got a bunch of guys who know how to play the game, and you haven't put in a system where they can relegate how to maneuver in this system. When you got a system and you're a good player, you know where your shots are coming. If I don't know where my fucking shots are coming, I'm out here just hoping you pass me the ball. That's what I feel like Bradley Beal is out there doing. He's out there hoping he gets a shot somewhere in the offense. Yeah. And now that's why I'm saying move around, because you're fucking up these 2 guys who are expecting shots in scenarios, not in the system. Think about if you put them in the system. Book ain't got to never really worry about calling a play or doing a pick and roll and just hoping that he get all this hard shit off. We running the fucking offense, just like Denver. Denver run that fucking offense, give it to Jokic, go down, pin, dribble handoff, weak side, pin down, curl, boom. Go up, everybody go to the basket. Like, that shit is weird.
1-4 high. 1-4 high with Booker at the top, right? You can do for Beal, you can run the Iverson cut across.
Yep.
Right? Where you run him across, Grayson Allen goes below,
underneath.
Which means you have Nurkic and KD at the top.
Yep.
Right? That means if you throw it to one of them, that means Booker, whoever's guarding him, he can just run straight down the lane, post up by himself.
Decoys.
Right? Decoy by himself, because obviously no one can help, because these are 2 shooters that just ran through, so there's no help off of them. If you give it to KD and you come off, quick pick and roll with you and Nurkic. Him and Nurkic.
No help. No help down there.
There's no help. And then if Nurkic man goes, that's KD at the fucking free throw line 1-on-1.
All day.
Like, I'm sitting here like, yo, and let's say you give it to Nurkic, right? KD can just cut same side, slash to the post by yourself. The only help man would be Nurkic guy. At the free throw line, he comes down, Nurkic dives. Like, I'm just...
Not even that. Even if you do the pick and roll with Nurk and KD at the top, after the Iverson cut, Grayson Allen filling down, you look for Nurk down there. Who's got to help him? Who's got to help on that pick and roll? Grayson Allen's guy. He's wide open in the corner all day long, wide open 3.
You just trying to figure out where the fuck is the just...
So as a reminder, Grayson Allen hurt in game 2.
But even, Gordon.
Gordon,
yeah, Dirty Frank. He don't concept...
Like, I'm sitting here thinking about, I'm thinking about all the little, just out of timeout plays. Just, all right, we don't have nothing.
That's like a coach's dream, having those 3 on the
Yes, hawk cut it. We're going to hawk cut it.
And Nurkic is a very good passer.
Like, I can throw the ball at Nurkic and then run off of, I throw it to Nurkic, boom. And then, all right, KD, I'm going to brush off KD and try to get the lob.
Cut.
If I don't get the lob, I can do a handoff to KD, because the guy who has to help, if Booker, and if I come off the lob, who has to help? Has to be KD's guy.
Yep.
Now, hand off to KD, or just pass it to KD. Whoever the fucking one is going to KD.
And think about the defense that's out there against them. It's Rudy on the dribble handoff that's going to have to switch off and go under. Then it's, when you get McDaniels off of a KD and making them switch onto someone else, where Conley now is on KD in a mismatch, you're creating mismatches because you have a system where guys know where to go. Yeah. We're not freelancing.
Yeah, it's not freelance pick and roll. There's like just little things you can put it that just makes the offense more dangerous, and that's what Golden State had this whole time, and that's what Denver has.
Facts.